Thanks again for tuning into my channel. Today's look is going to be really fun. It's going to be a warm bronze sultry makeup look using the ColourPop eyeshadow Drift as my main inspiration. Don't mind me, I'm going to do a little bit of dancing, a little bit of drinking my coffee, and say hi to my little kitty Otto. He's got to be in every video. You'll probably see him in the background as we go along. So I'm starting off with my MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus spray. And I'm using that as a priming base for my foundation. And then I'm going to go in with my Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I'm just kind of applying that randomly all over the face, just kind of trying to get an even coverage. I'm not doing this in any particular way, just kind of dotting it all over the face. As you guys know, I've been loving this foundation lately. I am going to try and mix it up a little bit though in my next tutorial and try a different foundation for you guys. This is the Morphe M439 brush. I have been obsessing over this brush lately for foundation application. I have been using the Real Techniques Beauty Sponge in the past couple of months for my foundation, but this brush has become my new obsession. I just absolutely love it. It gives a flawless, full coverage look, makes it nice and blended and just seamless. I just love it. It's so dense and soft. It just applies so nicely, you guys. So I'm just buffing that into the skin all over. Oh, you guys, I just love this brush so much. And then I'm using the Real Techniques Beauty Sponge just to kind of splotch it all in and just make sure it's nice and blended. It pretty much is. I just like to use this as an extra measure. And then the e.l.f. Translucent Mattifying Powder is what I'm going to be using to set my face using the Real Techniques Duo Fiber Face Brush. And I'm just setting my foundation with this mattifying powder. I don't typically like mattifying powders just because my skin is already so dry, but this really doesn't dry me out and it just sets it really nicely. And it's really cheap too. And then I'm going in with my, of course, Ride or Die Concealer, Maybelline Fit Me, and I'm using this as a base for my eyeshadows. So it's nice because it really kind of hides any of those blue veins you might see, and it also primes your eyes for your eyeshadow. So it's kind of a 2-in-1, and it doesn't cost as much as the eyeshadow primer, which is nice. I'm going in with the Porcelain shade in the Lorac Mega Pro 2 palette. And I'm just going in and basically setting my concealer with this. So this is just going to kind of be my base for my entire eye look. And it pretty much is exactly what my skin tone looks like. This shade is pretty much on par with my skin. So it's just literally a base and I'm just setting that concealer. And then I'm going in with the same palette and the Tawny shade, which I've absolutely been loving. I cannot stop using it. Every time I use this palette, I have to use this Tawny shade as a transition color because it's just so beautiful. It's kind of like a somewhat cool-toned light brown, and it just goes with every single eye look, and it is just such a nice blending transition shade for me, for my skin tone in particular. So I'm just kind of applying that kind of in the middle section, or not the middle section, the inner section and the outer V of the eye, and blending that into the crease. I am leaving the middle section of the eye blank, and going in with the E22 from Morphe just to kind of blend all the harsh lines out. The reason that I'm leaving the inner section blank is because we're going to go in and use the ColourPop shade in the middle, and it's going to be kind of like a haloed look. A haloed eyeshadow look. So it's going to be kind of deep colors on the inner and outer, and then that nice pop of color on the inner section of the eye, or the middle section. Alright, and then I'm taking that saddle color, which is just a basically true brown, warm brown shade, and I'm going with the Morphe M433 brush. This brush has become my baby. I just love it so much for packing on color onto the outer section of the eye. It's just so dense, but it's a little fluffy at the same time, and it also comes to a point, so it really gets into the nitty-gritty of that crease really well, and it blends it out But I also go in with this Morphe blending brush just to kind of make sure, again, that there's no harsh lines. But that M433 brush has become my obsession. It's so amazing. I love it, you guys. And then I'm using that same Morphe brush to go into that inner corner of the eye and blending it up into the crease, again creating that kind of haloed effect where we leave that inner section or the middle section blank. Again, I can't talk today, you guys. I know that's pretty much every time I make a video, but bear with me. Alright, and then I'm blending it out, packing on more color and blending it out. The theme of this look is basically blending. That's the key. If at first you don't succeed, blend, blend, blend. And then I'm going in with a highlight shade for just the brow bone right there. It's basically that same porcelain shade we used at the beginning, just to kind of blend it into the brow and then also highlight the brow bone as well. This Cabernet shade is really, really gorgeous. It's basically a brown plum color, and I'm using that just to kind of create a nice kind of plummy cranberry pop on the outer section, because we're going in with that drift color from ColourPop, and that is definitely a reddish cranberry color. I just wanted to kind of start adding in more of that type of cranberry color to the eye. And this Gogi shade is basically going to be placed right in the middle. It's a base. I used it as a base for my ColourPop shade just because it's going to kind of create a nice other depth of dimension. Instead of just having that flat ColourPop shade, it just kind of adds a nice pop of that cranberry color to the eye. And then I'm blending it out. That ColourPop shade, this is it right here. This is the drift color. It's a very beautiful, beautiful kind of reddish cranberry color. It's got flecks of gold in it, gold shimmer, and it is so pretty, you guys. I just love it. This brush right here, I think it's just a generic crown brush, but it's a flat synthetic brush, so it's perfect for packing on color to that middle section of the eye. And then I'm also going to spray that with my MAC Fix Plus spray, and it's going to kind of create a little bit more of a foiled look to the eye. I'm blending that in. Now, I did recreate this look again the other day, and instead of just leaving it like this, I added, NYX just came out with shimmer glitters, and I used the rose shade of the shimmer glitter from NYX, and it is absolutely beautiful on top of this cranberry color from ColourPop. So beautiful. You just want to make sure if you do that, that you put a glitter glue down beforehand so that the glitter has something to stick to. And I use the Too Faced Shadow Insurance glitter glue, and it is so beautiful. It just gives you a nice pop of shimmer. Oh, so pretty. I use this black from the Lorac palette just to kind of deepen up the outer edge of the eye. And then we're going to go in and, of course, blend it in some more. Oh, just love this look, you guys. So pretty. Blending, blending, blending. Okay, now I'm just taking a regular makeup wipe, and I'm just going to clean up any of the fallout that I may have had underneath the eye, especially because this ColourPop eyeshadow has glitter in it. It sometimes can fall underneath the eye. So I'm just kind of cleaning that up a little bit and then crisping that edge out where my wing's going to go. I started off with a NYX felt tip liner to try and create that wing on the outside, but you'll soon see that it really didn't have any pigmentation to it. It was just not doing me any good. So I ended up switching to the NYX Vinyl Liquid Liner, and that does a way better job. As you can see, it's a lot darker and a lot more pigmented, and it goes on so much nicer. So what I do is I basically create that line where my eyeshadow stops, and then I just bring it in kind of a upside down V shape to create that wing, that thick wing. And I'm leaving that little flick of eyeliner at the very end, so it's not super thick. It kind of is elongated and gets thinner as it goes out into a wing. And kind of bring that out a little bit more. And then we'll start going into the intersection. When you go into the very, very inner portion of the eye, you really want to use the lightest pressure with liquid liner, and you want to use the least amount of product with it as well, so you're not going to smudge that inner corner. And this, of course, is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. I'm just creating an upside down V shape with that concealer to highlight and conceal. And again, don't mind my singing. Gotta have some Justin Bieber in your life while you're doing makeup videos, right? Just placing that on my chin, on the bridge of my nose, and on my forehead to kind of even out that highlight. I'm also using the Maybelline Better Skin Super Stay Concealer just to add a little bit more of a highlight on the outer section. I just went a little overboard with concealer, but you know, I feel like you can never have too much concealer. And then I'm blending it out with that Real Techniques Beauty Sponge. Of course, this is my go-to, especially for my under eyes. It just really blends it out so incredibly seamlessly and beautiful. And it prevents it from creasing as well. I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me powder to set all my concealer. This powder is so amazing. It's not really brightening, but it is just kind of translucent, and it really prevents any creasage, and it doesn't feel ultra drying either. My skin's really dry, but this powder does not feel dry at all. I love it. I'm using the Anastasia Brow Wiz pencils. I'm using the caramel shade on the outer section and then taupe on the inner section. Now my eyebrows looked kind of ratchet in this video. I had some product still left over from the night before. I know that's really bad. I should have removed all of it, but I totally forgot and I started filming. And so don't mind my brows. They look really bad today. I'm not impressed. But yes. If y'all want me to do an extended video on how I do my brows, like the real, like, nice way, and just let me know. I would love to do that for you guys. Here I'm using the Modster Ardency In Liner in black for my inner waterline, and then basically on the bottom lash line I'm doing everything I did to that top lid. I'm using that Cabernet warm kind of plummy brown shade on the outer section, and then using that Gogi and ColourPop Drift shade on the inner section. That very, very inner corner, I'm using the Porcelain shade in that palette to highlight. My bottom lashes, I use the Lash Accelerator from Maybelline, and I'm just kind of curling my lashes a little bit, and then I'm going to go in with another mascara for my top lid, or for my top lashes. It's the Telescopic Carbon Black from L'Oreal, I believe. Using the NARS Laguna bronzer to kind of contour my face with. I forgot who I saw on YouTube did this trick where they actually used the compact to create that harsh edge for your contour. And I've been using that pretty much every day. I absolutely love it. It's so genius. I don't know why I didn't think about that before. I'm kind of warming up my whole entire face with the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil bronzer. I cannot remember off the top of my head what brush this is that I'm using. I know it's from Morphe, but I'll link it down below. I love this brush for warming up my face with my bronzer. It's just so fluffy and amazing. Love it. This is probably my favorite part of my makeup look, is bronzing my face, because I'm usually so pale, so it makes my face look so nice and warm and not pale. I love it. I do drag it a little bit down my neck just to make sure it's nice and even. I don't want a stark white neck and then a bronzed face. And then I'm going with the Morphe M501 brush, and I'm spraying it with some Fix Plus, and I'm coming in with the Champagne Pop from Becca. It's the collab they did with Jaclyn Hill, and I'm using that to highlight all over my face. It's really nice when you spray Fix Plus on your brush beforehand, because it just adds a really nice kind of foiled look to your highlight, and just really, really makes it intensified and pop. I just love it so much. And this brush is bomb, you guys. Alright, so that basically is going all over where I usually highlight. The bridge of my nose, the tops of my cheekbones, It's going on my brow bone, all that good stuff. These are the House of Lashes Iconic Lashes. These, unfortunately, I did this really, really quickly on camera because I was losing sunlight. But if you want me to do an in-depth tutorial on how I apply my false lashes, please let me know in the comments down below. I was using natural light at the beginning of the video, but then it got really dark, and obviously I had to change just to my regular warm light in my room. The liquid lipstick I'm using is from Ofra Cosmetics. It's the color Manhattan. Really, really beautiful, sort of cranberry purple mauve shade. Love it, especially for this makeup look. I think it just ties in the cranberry all together, and it just is so beautiful. I love it. So once I'm done applying that, I'm just going to spray my face down with the MAC Fix Plus again, just to kind of, you know, lay down any of the powders so my face looks nice and dewy and set. And that is the finished makeup look, you guys. I hope you enjoyed. I really love creating this look for you guys. If you liked it, leave a comment down below and let me know. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. And please recreate this look. Let me know how you did, and follow me on social media. I love you guys so much. This is the final look right here. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Mwah.